people, the sun is up, the sky is blue. They call me Chewy Chew. And I am glad to be back home for the AFCON link-up. If you're just joining us, why? How come? But anyways, the AFCON link-up, this is the family gathering of everybody around the continent. We talking people from all over to talk about the beautiful ball. And it's the AFCON, right? Without much ado, I have assembled the most diverse ensemble of cast members we've had at the AFCON this year, on the AFCON link-up. So I will start with my lady in red. Talk to us. Tell Africa who we're speaking with.
My name is Abigail Senasosu, four-time Africa Cup of Nations champion. Oh, I didn't get to be there this year. We have given you the best in officiating and many more. And it's great to be back on Link Up.
Okay, yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is Abigail from Ghana. They didn't make it in the AFCON this year. We don't think they're gonna make it next AFCON as well. My boy in the Pirates jersey, my co-pilot, talk to us.
Biggest club in Africa, just to remind everybody. But for those who don't know me, let me look Konto Zimnandinto Zesama representing South Africa. The truth behind why we got knocked out so early is that we had to give other children a chance. I was personally rooting for Sadio Mane. Good farewell. So I spoke to the boys and I said, look, guys, let's give Sadio Mane this one. Come back home early. We can spend first. You know how it goes down December in South Africa. So the boys had to come back home. That's why we got knocked out so early. But it's fine. We're going to the World Cup. That's all that matters.
I like how we didn't ask you for any explanation, but you just had to explain why things went south. Lemmy Loco representing the country whose locomotive didn't get them past the round of the quarterfinals or something. South Africa, Mzansi, we see you. Banana. Shout out to you guys. It was great while you guys joined us at the AFCON. And speaking of the AFCON, Morocco, you were a gracious host. Please round of applause. Our Moroccan joining us in the building. Please introduce yourself. Talk to us, my guy.
Yes, lads. I'm a Moroccan guy. I'm here to represent Morocco forever. So, yeah, we had a nice story. We wrote the story. We had a nice vibe. Everything was amazing.
Yes,
there we go.
Yes. You know, in terms of organization, we have to say Morocco wiped the rest of Africa clean with a towel, if I must say. They did a fantastic job. And the last but not least...
that literally was this cheating with the tower. We had anything in the tower. That's why we walk in.
No. I'm just saying you guys did a good job, a good cleanup job in terms of organization of the AFCON. But ladies and gentlemen, we have a queen in our midst. She represents the Teranga Lions of Senegal. Please, everybody, bow to the queen. Bow to the queen.
Hello.
Please tell us.
As I've told you, Chue, you may now call me two-time African champion. My name is Day, and I'm a proud Teranga Lion. I know, Abigail, you said you had 4, but
we've been there, done that.
When was this? When was this? When was this, please? When is the last time?
I would allow you the floor.
You know,
the moment, just live it.
You know what?
Please let the queen speak.
You know, I'm looking forward to welcoming all of our African nations to the World Cup. Let's see how far Ghana goes at the World Cup. And then we'll have a second talk. We'll have a second link up.
All right. Sure. As usual, guys, we have somebody else. Another lady just joined the chat. All the way from Zambia.
Hello.
Crashed out of the AFCON. Their campaign was just like Patson Daka's flip, just fell on its head. Talk to us, Christina.
Wow, Chewy, thank you so much. I'm so glad you've recovered and you're back to bantering all of us. Welcome back, Chewy. It is the 2012 champions joining you, Christina from Zambia, and we're so glad to have you. Welcome back, Chewy. We missed you. We're looking forward to today's show.
Yeah, yep. By the way, we are live on social media, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. I am checking in. As usual, drop those flags, W's in the chat. I'm going to be giving you guys a shout out. So when we see you, we have some more guests joining us as well. Now, let's get right into it. Let's talk about that final. let's talk about that final. Like things were getting hot in that final. Like oh man, like it's
Please don't take off your shirt, Chewy. Don't take off.
I'm sorry, I need to take off my shirt.
my
Like it's
God.
getting hot. I need
Oh, wow.
It's getting hot.
Wow.
It's okay,
How do
Chewy.
you
It's okay.
feel?
We got you.
How do you feel though?
Okay.
Listen, when you wear literally when you wear this top,
Let's
yeah, how
talk
do you
about
feel?
the
You feel
final,
that you're
guys.
strong, innit? Yeah.
Okay.
You feel you're strong. Come
So
on, man.
Morocco,
You really need the towel.
Yeah.
tell us about the floor is yours. Talk to us. The family's gathering.
Should I speak about the final though? Yeah.
Yeah, speak about the final.
The final was madness. So I think Senegal, they don't deserve the cup though. Yeah, they like literally what you like everything what happened. Yeah. So when we got a right penalty, this is we're not playing anymore. Is that not a madness? Is that not a madness? They literally left the pitch. This is we're not playing anymore. So like what happened? We not blame Diaz because like everyone said that it was Panenka, They got pressure. The guy got confused. So I don't know what happened behind the scene, but what we've done, we wrote the story. We're really glad to do it again, anytime.
Yeah, you know,
I want to ask Amin a question, Chewy, if I may.
Yeah, please.
Before we get to the penalty, the Diaz penalty, do you think Hakimi was fouled? Do you think that disallowed goal should have been disallowed or should it have stood? Because we've watched the replay so many times.
See, I don't even need to be on this show. I have, my own, people defending the Queen. Thank you.
I want to know from Amin, what was happening there? Do you think it was a foul on Hakimi? Should that Senegal goal be disallowed or should it have stood?
No, but if you see the match properly, if you watch it, then you will find out that the referee he shot before they score it. So I think it was a foul before they scored the goal.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think.
So
that
you say it was a foul?
No, it was. But the referee won't lie though. They had a research. Yeah, just go on. Just go on.
But you're starting to get confused like Diaz. Let me come and rescue you, my brother. You're starting to get confused like Diaz.
They talk to us. You were at the stadium. You were at the stadium. I was, but I had to leave.
I was actually right in front of the goal when we scored it. And on the penalty, I agree with Amin. Like that penalty was indeed called, and that's fine. And I don't think anyone in the Senegalese team questioned that penalty in the moment. I think it's the fact that goal was disavowed, and I barely had time to cheer. That goal was canceled, and then we're back in play. I barely had time, my heart barely had time to skip a beat. We barely had time to understand what was going on. And on my side, where we were sitting, actually, initially, we thought they had called an offside, because that's how much little information we had. There was no replay on if anyone was at the stadium, there was no replay on the big screen. We barely got a moment to know what was going on, and then we're back in play, right? So I think that is part of what caused the tension is the way the goal was disavowed, and where there was no explanation for it.
All right, so Christina Abigail, come in here. And by the way, Morocco, I have to thank you. I know you're mad that Senegal walked off the pitch. I'm so glad you haven't walked off this chat yet. Thank you for still staying in the field. But ladies, talk to me. What did you see? Christina, I start with you. What did you see? What's your thoughts on that final?
Just yesterday, I was watching something that Thierry Henry actually said on a show. And he said that game should not be described by that one incident. He always watches the AFCON, and it's something that's amazing. And us defining the AFCON by that one incident, which was the final, is completely wrong. Of course, Senegal shouldn't have walked out, but the one thing I'll tell you is they were smart about it. So I actually asked someone to say, what happens when a team actually walks off the field? Are there any repercussions? And I had a technical explanation because right now I'm at the office, and I was told that the best thing that Senegal did was that they left 7 players on the pitch, which was very smart. And when they leave 7 players on the pitch, the game can actually go on. Without those players that actually left, the referee could have blown his whistle and said play on, and the penalty could have gone on. So that was the smart thing that they did. And then after that, they came on and then they scored the goal. So now mentally, these guys are thinking voodoo. I saw something by Diaz saying, "Oh my God, I don't know what happened. I wasn't supposed to score the Penenka. I think they played voodoo on me."
That's a parody.
Sorry, let me jump in. Sorry, let me jump in.
Blames his tooth. I tell you,
Morocco,
bad
talk to us.
Drop the knives.
No, listen,
Nobody is trying to fight Zambia. Please, Zambia is not under attack.
Listen, let me jump in.
Everybody calm down. Calm down.
Yeah.
Morocco, ball is yours. The tower, yeah.
No, come on, man. You got black magic on the tower, man.
Sorry, slip of the tongue. Sorry. Let's hear you speak. Talk to us.
Like if you notice, what happened, like if you see properly, then you find out no one of them doing a reaction. No one of them did any reaction. If you notice that when Diaz was trying to score the penalty, so no Diaz did any reaction, no the other players. If you see behind Diaz, there was a player he said that il a raté. So it means he gonna miss it. He gonna miss it on purpose.
You think Diaz did it on purpose?
I'm not sure. I'm not too sure about that. So I will. So what I've noticed that none of the players did any reaction. So that makes sense though.
Speaking of reactions, right? The city, like Morocco, is a crazy country. It is amazing, this football fever. In the morning, far away from the stadium, it was a madness everywhere. I was amazed. Now, what was the city like? What was the country like the day after? What was the reaction in the city? How are you guys feeling?
Guys, this is like we got whooped, and like everyone was asking about what Diaz he missed the penalty because we've done that too many times. Like was the last time was Hakimi, and before was Diaz. So like this is what always we got an issue with the penalties. What happened? But we still got confused. I don't know what happened about the penalty, and everyone none of them not happy. This is like the Senegal coach. He worked smart when he left like some few players when they left the pitch. He left like few players. So cause like if all of them gone, then the referee gonna like blow the whistle and the game like will be for us, isn't it?
So Abigail, what was the energy like in Ghana watching this final, especially after your ref had done what he did?
Did nothing, just associated a normal game. So I think the final for most of us, where I was watching it, I was out at work. It was just unscripted, raw. Nobody saw that coming, but we all agreed that this game will go down to whoever is able to manage their emotions well. And I think that it got to a point, Senegal knew they had to just do anything possible to get back into the game. They were losing it at a point because if you ask what happened with the penalty, he just didn't take it well. That break literally distorted everyone. And I think it really hit the Moroccans getting back into the game after all that happened. And let's talk about Diaz deliberately missing that penalty for fair play. And I ask myself, at that point, you won the trophy. So there's no way he would have done that on purpose. He's scored with the Panenka before at a bigger stage. And I think that he just wanted to go for it. And if you watch Mendy as well, he's also saved a number of Panenka penalties. And so it just happened to be the wrong play at the wrong time, and the Moroccans missed it. I think that the Senegal from the start of this tournament had a plan. It looks like for them, it could happen, and they were ready to act when it does happen to them, or when they feel cheated or boxed in a certain corner they do not like it. Because I felt that reaction was rather swift. It had to take Claude to talk to Sadio Mane at a point. So it was good, but for that single incident, I do not think would have to mar the Africa Cup of Nations. It was a very good tournament, and Senegal clearly had to win it, and they did.
Yeah, and you were at the stadium, right?
Yeah.
If there's one thing you had to remember that will live with you in the memories, like from being there, watching this whole thing unfold in front of you, what is that? What are those memories that stick out to you?
I think to me, and just for context, because not only am I Senegalese, but I actually used to live in Morocco, so I feel very close to both countries in general. I'm adding an extra Senegalese to the chat.
Hey, baby.
you're on TV. But yeah, I think for me, the thing that I'll remember, and unfortunately, I agree with you, Christina, like the final shouldn't be defined, the tournament, sorry, shouldn't be defined by this entire thing. But it's hard when it's like it's the pinnacle moment and that's how it goes down. I agree with everything that's been said. Like, I also don't believe that you walk out from a fight. I think it's unfortunate that our initial reaction was to walk off. I'm super, super grateful and proud of Sadio Mane for taking charge and showing the type of leadership that we want to see in sports in general. But overall, like, I think unfortunately for me, the image that's gonna stay is seeing our fans trying to get it on the field. And that's actually the image that made me think like, oh, do I want to stay in the stadium? And I actually ended up leaving the stadium because I wasn't feeling safe at some point because I was right there, you know? And it's like, had I sat anywhere else on the stadium, I feel like I would not have felt this level of pressure, but being so close to it, seeing some of my own countrymen like being taken by 4 or 5 different people, I was like, this thing can go south and I don't want to be in the middle. We know how, and I would have had this, by the way, I would have had the same reaction if I were here in the US or here in Europe, etc. It's kind of like a fight or flight like reaction. But yes, I'm super happy we won. I feel like we played the better mental game of this final. But I think it's just unfortunate how on both sides, you know, we've seen Towelgate, we've seen everything. Like, I think we've unfortunately didn't see the best of sportsmanship during this final.
Chewy, could I add to that?
Yes. Add.
The funny part about all this was that, remember last week I'd actually mentioned that there was so much drama going on. The Senegalese FA was complaining, the coaches were complaining, the players were complaining. So their reaction, like Abby is saying, was so swift, is because this whole time they've been experiencing this prior to the game. So that was just like, you know what? We've had it. We're walking off. Can't take this anymore. And that's why it was so swift. But like you said, kudos to Mane for being able to stand strong and just hold everyone together. Because had he not done that, they would not be speaking of being the AFCON champions.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah. Shout out to
be another random Senegalese on this phone call and not the queen that I am. No, but more seriously, I agree with Christina. I think there was a lot of pent-up tension that just ended up exploding on the field. But really what happened.
That's the thing about men, man. There's just a lot of pent-up tension. That's why I
don't want to hear anything about women being more emotional than men.
No, that's what I'm trying to say. Even I prefer to hang out with women because, you know, they're a lot less.
Really? That's why you prefer hang. Really? That's why you prefer hang out with women, Chewy.
All right. So I want to give some shout out to the guys in the comment section. I'm looking at TikTok. We see Tanzania showing love, South Africa in here. Ethiopia is in the building. We see UK is in the building as well. We see the flags. Keep dropping the flags. Man, I need to take geography lessons because I can't tell this flag.
I can tell you got confused. You said so you wanted to say it, and then you were like, let me not try it.
I can't tell what this flag is, right? But then someone is asking, why is Ghana? Why do we have Ghana in here? Guys, look. In this show, we have a CSR section, right? We allow space for the less privileged to come on to the conversation to the table and just know what it feels like being next to champions.
I understand you, Chewy. You feel you were hard done by a Ghanaian, but calm down. You'll survive. Next year, just around the corner. You try again.
Also, right. Chewy, please be mindful. The World Cup is around the corner. You're going to be in that CRC just in a couple of months. You know.
Hey, let's see how it goes.
I know it's not your strength as Nigerians, but please, you know.
But let's give a words about the host.
We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about that right after the break. Big shout out to people from Liberia as well, showing up to show love on Facebook. And I will talk about some more comments later, but we're going to take a break. When we come back, this is the AFCON link up and we're going to have new substitutions coming in.
Here we go.
It was a good game. It was a good game, full of emotions. Felt like we were going to lose it, but we came through. Yeah, enjoyed it.
The game was wild. Nothing that I expected. Absolutely exceeded my expectations. I don't know. I am lost for words. I'll be honest with you right now.
You said it and it happened. How are you feeling right now?
I'm so amazed. I'm so happy. I said it was going to be 1-0. People were saying I'm crazy, I'm mad. But I'm just happy for the people of Senegalese. I think football showed its class today.
I'm happy for the people of Dakar. I'm happy for the people of Senegal. It shows that when you are passionate about the game, you will, at the end of the day, you'll be victorious. So, go Senegal, go.
where silence turns into harmony, and friendship drives the way. Let Tata Punch take you there from only $2,999 per month. T's and C's apply.
You want football that's absolutely unpredictable. Football with no respect for ranking, league, or history.
For the first time in their history, there's a new name on the FA Cup.
Then you want the FA Cup. It's knockout football, starting this January. It's on SuperSport. Proudly brought to you by Sporting Bet. Betting amplified.
You've been upsized. You've been upsized.
Watch the Bet by SA20 on SuperSport Cricket Channel 212.
Don't miss the 2+1 cheapest free sports supplements weekend, 23 to 25 January. Only at Dischem. Better health starts here.
Surround yourself with success at Regent Business School and experience the supportive learning environment to make your dreams a reality.
All right, guys, we are back on the AFCON link-up. Substitutions have been made, and Christina and Abigail have been sent to the bench. And on the field now, we have somebody who's been taking L's for the past couple of days. I should call him an elephant. No, a Man City fan, an Egyptian fan. This is a lot.
This is AFCON link-up. We're not going to speak about Man City at all. Please, not today, please.
But if we talk about Egypt, we're still talking about losses. I bet you lost weight as well, huh? What else have you been losing, my friend?
Listen, man, before we start, I heard someone say the biggest club in Africa and point to Orlando Pirates. This is the biggest club in Africa. 12 Champions Leagues. Come on.
We will meet again. I guarantee you. I know we're not in Champions League now. You know, something happened. We had to deal with it internally. But we will meet again, my friend.
We will meet again. We'll meet again. We don't have the best record against you guys, but hopefully we'll fix that up.
Speaking of meet again, we meet again to SuperSport's extraordinaire presenter, a man of different talents, and also a Bafana supporter, Thomas Malambo, in the building. Thomas, how are you, my friend?
Chewy. I'm very good. Hi to everybody, but let me just get straight in and correct one thing. I'm not a Bafana supporter. I am South African. I am Bafana. Bafana is me. We are together. We are one.
So you crashed out. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have a crash out from the AFCON, an early crash out from the AFCON. Thomas Malambo.
Early crash out.
All right, guys. So we're talking about the AFCON, the final. Thomas, what's your take on it? What was your take on the tournament and the final?
If I had a pen, I would put the second star on here, because Senegal are the champs. The Lions are the champions. I would, because the shirts, there isn't a second star shirt out yet, but I do it myself.
Put the jersey down. It's okay.
However,
it should be in the cloud. It should be in the cloud. We're really proud of that.
You want my real opinion?
Yeah, give us your real opinion.
That was just not on. It was just not on. You can't leave the field. You just can't leave the field. That affected me on a level that is so deep, because from age of 6, I was taught one thing in football: the referee's decision is final. You eat the decision, no matter how bad it is, no matter how good it was. In this situation, it was actually a good decision. It was a penalty.
Yeah.
I can't understand how you leave the field. I just can't get my head around that.
So, guys, Yeah, I feel like there was a lot of pent-up tension, right? Let's talk about leading up to the final. A lot of reports, right? Unfair treatment, the way they were transported, the field they were given to play at, the lack of tickets for them. Do you think it's a reason that it led up to what we saw on the day of the final, them walking off the pitch? Thomas?
No, I don't think so. Because I have one word, well, two words, that define exactly what you've been talking about. That everybody who has ever played the game, any national team, any supporter has been part of. Home ground advantage. We do everything right up until the edge of the rules to give the home side advantage. It happens everywhere we go. And Chewy, you can make as many faces as you want. I will list the times that Nigeria have executed home ground advantage on opposition.
No, it's not about that. It's not about that. You said you had two words. I lost count of the words you said. That's why.
Ground advantage.
Okay, home ground advantage. Okay, Citizen Mo, I'll bring you in here. What are your thoughts about that? The rumors about the lead up and the preparation. As an Egyptian who lost the third place match, how did you feel about just watching the final and the way Senegal?
We don't need to bring up the third place match, but I'm not gonna lie.
The Salah penalty, because I feel like it got completely erased by the Brahim Diaz penalty, but that was also embarrassing.
No, we're talking about the lead up to the final.
We don't need to speak about anything to do with Egypt today. No, but honestly, as Thomas said, every single hosting nation is going to push the limits to the extreme when it comes to hosting, when it comes to helping their national team out. I'm not going to lie, I wasn't a fan of the antics that were going on, especially within the game itself. Like leading up to the game, I think that's natural. I think a lot of countries would have done that, but within the game itself, the whole grabbing the towel, the whole pulling the guy with the towel, the whole kicking the fans, I wasn't a big fan of that. I'm not gonna lie, but
hey, look,
I guess they had to do what it took, and they just failed.
I've got a question, Chewy.
Yeah.
And I want to direct this to Amin because everybody wants to know.
Are you gonna speak about towel? 100%.
No.
It's not about the towel. Hold your towels, man. Hold your towels. Relax.
But was that the plan, though? Do you think that was the plan by the Moroccan national team to say? Thomas mentioned something very important, and Chewy, we spoke about this in the last episode. That when you've got home ground advantage, you try to exercise as much antics as possible that are closest to the rules, and I think we can't forget that point that Thomas just made. But I wanna know from the Moroccans, was that part of the plan? What's the beef with the towels? Did you get wind that Nigeria and Senegal put something in their towels, but we're gonna try to disrupt them? You know, was that part of you guys exercising your home ground advantage?
There's one thing, yeah. So the towel. I know Africa, a lot of people, they say there's some magic, black magic. Yeah, I'm not believing that. So the other thing, that if the one win against Nigeria, so like when they took the towel and the sushi out, then they found out that it was like a cheating papers. They said like everyone we're gonna show. Oh, come on, man. Come on, boy.
But that's normal, is it not?
Not really. It
is normal.
Nobody's going to be happy with that.
Why? Thomas, that's normal, right? Thomas, yeah. Isn't that normal?
I mean, we've seen cheat sheets. People have it written on a bottle, which side he's going to go.
It's on the bottle, not on the towel.
That's kind of normal.
The towel.
I mean,
you have to walk off of it. It's not.
What difference does it make where it's written?
Yeah, indeed.
No, I was going to say,
but I guess you guys are pointing out something important, right? The bottom line here is, if Morocco have worked out that the info is on the towel, if you take the towel, the keeper doesn't have the info.
So they draw the line at towels.
Do you think that
the bottle is okay?
But do you think that the Brahim Diaz Panenka would have been written on the towel is the question, you know?
I clocked that, girl. I clocked that.
Listen, why the Senegalese player was really fighting for the towel? When they were trying to take it out from him, he was really fighting for it.
Yeah. But so see, that's my issue with what's currently going on with how we're commenting, like not us, but like how in general the public is commenting this game. It's like we're seeing snippets of sequences of events that happen like in a stadium where there was a lot going on. So for instance, Towel Gate, just based on like where in the game it was happening, it probably happened after the fact of us walking out. After the fact of our, Chewy, please. Nobody is trying to.
Someone is fighting for my towel in the background.
there's no cheat on the towel. Leave his towel alone, please. Tell them. But to me, there's no, like, we're all crystallizing like specific moments instead of like looking at this final as a whole. I totally agree with you, Thomas. Like, I don't believe walking out was the right solution. I believe in protesting because that referee like decision seemed like
no.
When I say protesting, I mean protesting.
No,
I don't mean
why protest about what? Give me the one thing that went wrong in that game.
French. All I do is protest. It's part of my DNA. I don't.
But there was nothing. First of all, I mean, when the goal goes in, that's disallowed. The whistle went when the ball was still in the air for the push that Sek pushed on Hakimi. That whistle went so early that goal was never part of the equation. It didn't go to VAR because the referee blew the whistle before the ball even hit the net, long before even Sek hit it before.
Exactly.
Was it fair for him to do that?
Shouldn't happen.
So that's fine. That's done.
Yeah, literally that what happened.
I'm going to ask you this question. If Senegal felt that was a bad decision, why not leave the field then?
Exactly.
You've got a decision, you think a goal went in, it was disallowed, you're upset. Leave then. Don't wait until
honestly,
now. The other guys.
From my perspective, it went by so fast. I don't even think like there was a moment because like the ball was just back in play immediately. You know what I mean? It's like, because to your point, like perhaps I honestly did not hear the ref blow the whistle. Like
he blew it immediately.
Like,
he blew it before.
First of all, there were a lot of whistles in the stadium. Like
there were a lot of whistles.
Yeah, that's why the coach he got suspended. That's why.
He blew the whistle when the ball was in flight.
No, but my point is, as a spectator who was at the stadium, like even the people, like the Moroccans that were around me, like nobody understood what happened with that goal. Like people thought it was an offside that was called. You know what I mean? Like that's how fast things went, and there was no replay in the stadium, which is weird because all the other games that I attended, including Senegal's victory against Egypt, once again, where there was like a replay happening every time.
Yeah, but you'll only get a replay on a goal that was allowed. They don't show other replays.
I mean the feed. Like, you know how usually when you go to a game, like there's like you can see the field, you can see the live feed from the game. Like you don't. You know, like, because otherwise it was just like announcement, like VAR or, you know, replacements and whatever. But this time there was no replay. Like, I didn't see the foul that caused the penalty. Like, there was a lot of things that were going on the field that I just think, like, as a public, depending on where you were sitting down, you couldn't tell what was going on. And so to your point on, like, why we didn't protest the goal at the time, I think, listen, like, it was 92 minutes in the game. People just wanted to go in and, like, just... Subsequently, when that penalty happened, that felt unfair just based on what had just happened. Once again, a sequence of events that took place. And if we don't take that all in a context, it's hard to understand what went down.
Yeah, but we can't be working on feelings. We can't be working on how.
I said it before. Men are more emotional than women. That's the lesson.
Feel like that was okay.
Can I direct a question to Thomas? I wanna direct a question to Thomas.
Last question for Thomas. Right
now. Fine, that first penalty, two-part question. The first penalty was disallowed. Referee blew the whistle while it was in the air. But when we're sitting there and dissecting the game, we're like, but there was a bit of a 50-50. They both had their hands on each other. And I know you guys are going to talk about this on Soccer Africa, so I'm looking forward to that. That's tomorrow, right?
Yeah, definitely. You're on tomorrow, no doubt, 9 o'clock, Soccer Africa, an emergency Soccer Africa, not just Soccer Africa. Emergency.
You need to really is it fair? My question is, was that actually supposed to be disallowed, seeing that they both had their hands on each other? It was a bit of a 50-50, number one. Number two, the second penalty, you know, for the Senegalese who were protesting that, no, we're working off the pitch and whatever, the Brahim Diaz penalty. Was that actually a penalty? Because we have to clarify that for them as well. Because if, like you said, if they're not walking out for that first call, where it was the Hakimi incident, why are they now protesting for the second one? Was it actually a penalty?
And did you think that the way Brahim Diaz like talked to the referee to call for a penalty was normal? Because that's one thing that I for sure saw. Like he immediately went to the referee. He was like complaining and whining, like. Let's be honest. Like in other circumstances, in other championships,
I think we're complaining about football. Like he's fouled. He's like, ref, did you see that? That happens in every football match. He's then saying, listen.
Yeah, but you're doing it in a stadium that has like 60,000 Moroccans that are ready to like cut this guy open if he doesn't give them the penalty. I'm just, and once again, homegrown advantage. But like, let's be honest with what also, because the ref was not going to necessarily call the penalty initially.
Mm-hmm.
Like his initial reaction was not. His initial reaction was not to call it.
I think we need to understand. I think we need to understand VAR. I think we need to understand how VAR works very quickly. Crash course.
Yes.
VAR only gets involved in a decision when they feel there's been a clear and obvious mistake from the referee. How the English do it in the Premier League is kind of wrong. But VAR only, clear and obvious mistake from the referee. That's the only time VAR will get involved. First situation, push, referee blows. He says, I see a foul. VAR will look at that and say to the referee, if he's in his ear, you know what, that one's 50-50. We go with the on-field decision for that one because you have not made a clear or obvious mistake. There was a push, 50-50. We live with that one. Carry on with the game. The second one, because he doesn't see it, they will go, listen, Mr. Ref, you didn't blow. You didn't see it. We think this is clear and obvious. Come to the screen to have a look. He goes to the screen, he looks, he sees that there's a pull, goes down to the floor. Diouf has pulled Diaz. We see it, clear. He says, thank you, I've seen it, I missed it. It's clear, it's obvious, penalty. That's how VAR works.
But okay, no, I get it. I get it. But
all right, guys, reset. Reset. I quickly want to ask Citizen Mo, was it a penalty, yes or no?
I'm not gonna lie. The goal, the Senegalese goal that got disallowed, that was a really, really soft foul. For you to disallow a goal in the 92nd minute, it literally happened just because it's in Morocco and it's the Moroccan team and it's home advantage. Let's be real. The penalty, I'm not gonna lie, for a 95th minute winner, that literally, you disallowed the goal for the Senegalese team and 3 minutes later you're giving a penalty for the other team. In any other situation in the world, I know on paper, like rule-wise, it is a penalty. It is, I'm not gonna lie, it is soft, but it is a penalty and it should be given. But let's be real, the occasion shouldn't allow you to give a penalty that soft in an occasion like that, knowing the repercussions that are going to happen.
Where are you plucking that out of the air from? Where's that from?
What do you mean?
Where do we have it's too late in the game, I can't give a penalty.
No, but okay, no,
I know that shouldn't be how it works, and I'm not with that whatsoever.
This is the rule.
But it's happened in the past. It's happened in the past so many times.
Pass is passed. Come on, man.
Okay.
I know. And it's usually a mistake.
Champion has the last word before we go to break.
The champion and the queen has the last word. I just want to, first of all, Citizen Mo, thank you. This is the first time I agree with an Egyptian on football. So you and I are officially friends now.
All right.
Nothing Citizen Mo said was about football. Let's just be clear.
I know. I'm with you. I know.
We still agreed on something. It's rare for Egyptians and Senegalese. Let's celebrate what we can celebrate. It's a moment of high tension, you know. But just going back to what you said, Thomas, on the VAR. Then my question is, why didn't we? Because to your point, it's a very it's a very tense moment in the game. There's 8 minutes till left until after Senegal scored the goal. Like, to me, it deserved to be properly checked because you're deciding the final.
As a champ, it cannot be checked. The referee blew the whistle before the ball was even headed into the net. At that point,
don't you think that's a mistake?
Yeah, it was clear.
But remember that's my thing. I need you to keep this in mind. At that point, when the ball is in the air, remember, Sek pushes Hakimi, ball is in the air. The push happens, referee blows the whistle before Sek even headers the ball that ends up coming off the post, that ends up being headed into the net. At that post, he's blown already. I just want to give you this one.
I personally did not hear the whistle being blown beforehand.
I'm just telling you what happened. He's blown already. Now, you can imagine that once he's blown already, the entire Moroccan defense is switched off. The whistle is gone. So when that ball hits the back of the net from a header, nobody's defending anymore. The game.
Can I just ask Thomas the thing? In every single league in the world, and even in Europe, we see.
I'm blowing the whistle. This is why you guys didn't go past fourth place. All right.
Oh my, come on.
Hold your thoughts. One thing. We're going to go on a break, ladies and gentlemen. Am I leading
the show now? Am I going to go? Because I need to show you something before I go.
Yes, Thomas. Okay, fine. We'll let you show it.
Okay, give me one second. Hold on.
Oh my goodness. Are you turning into a stripper now? What is
Hold on 1 second.
He's walking off the set. You never walk off the set. This is what we do for this. You guys, you see what is this?
What is this now?
What's that?
We're very busy. We've got to prepare for other opposition, Chewy. Sorry. We've got other opposition. We're busy doing some analysis of things that are going to be happening in June against the opponents we're playing in the CONCACAF region there. So yeah, sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Chewy doesn't know anything about that. He's not going to be there.
I know you're not busy then. And if you'd like to come support,
he's going to come as part of a CSR initiative.
Africa will be supporting.
He's going to come as part of a CSR initiative.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you can catch
the best Jollof Nation.
Soccer Africa.
But this is because
tomorrow.
We're preparing for the World Cup.
I need you to go prepare for Soccer Africa. We're going to watch you on that. Thomas, get off the field. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to run to break. And when we come back, we've got some substitutions. Thank you, Thomas. I never want to see you again.
Alright, let's go. Here we go. Almost there.
Where the first drive is the beginning of a brand new chapter. Let Tata Tiago take you there from only $2,450 per month. T's and C's apply.
Get so much more.
Get so much more this January. Save up to 40% with ShopRite's unbeatable back-to-school deals. Swipe and save on Crit Glue Stick for only $39.99. A4 Typic copy paper for just $67.99. And a Casio Scientific Calculator for $269.99. Get so much more with up to 40% off on back to school. Only at ShopRite.
Ukukhula kwami akubanga lula. Mhlambe manje ikho nami endlela mangithola umsebenzi ngobambe ngale ndlela ngibambe ngayo. La isiwa khona. Vela akukho right. About leli thuba lokuthola kumele 7 years old ngicela strong citizen zasekhaya. And then point then push out kakhulu ukuthi bamuze ngishiyo uwona ekhaya angivumi mase uphile nguye sekanje.
Looking for non-stop action? eBet has you covered. Bet on the biggest games, spin exciting slots, and enjoy top-tier entertainment anytime, anywhere. Fast payouts, secure play, and endless ways to keep the excitement going. Sign up now and claim your exclusive bonuses. Whether you're making the big calls or spinning for excitement, the game is in your hands. Are you born to win? Come play at ebet.coza. T's and C's apply.
Welcome back to AFCON Link Up, where we talk everything and anything AFCON. Look, we had to come back. I know I said goodbye the last time because that was supposed to be the last show. But with everything that has happened in that final, we had to come back and talk about it. I know Lowton just jumped on. He's got his own stress from Man City's woes and stuff, but we need you on this one, my brother. We do need you. We've got Man vs. John back with us, and we've got John, who told me off air that he's suited up so that he could, counsel Chewy, who happened to just run off when he found that out. That's why he's not here now. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome. We've got Raki representing Senegal as well, who was also coerced by Chewy for breaking bread. There's a lot that's been going on. But let's start with your thoughts, guys. John, you were there, part of the action. We've been debating about whether or not there was a penalty. A lot has been going on. The other big question here is, do you think Brahim Diaz missed that penalty on purpose? We've seen the clips on social media. We've heard the conspiracies, but apparently it boils down to whether or not Brahim Diaz missed that on purpose for the sake of fair play, because the Senegalese team had walked off the field, a majority of them. What actually went down in your opinion there?
Yeah, so from the stadium, there's a lot of confusion. It was crazy from the beginning to the end. And I saw Brahim Diaz basically hounding both refs until what ended up happening is that they made the call for for the penalty. So thankfully, I was sitting in the place where I had a TV in front of me and I was able to see, and it's 100% a penalty. It's a bad foul. I don't know exactly what happened, but to be honest, it was 100% a penalty. And from where I was sitting, I initially was 100% convinced that Brahim Diaz did it on purpose, and that it wasn't like he didn't mess up his penalty, that he was basically passing it back to the goalkeeper. But then when I got out of the stadium, on my phone, looking at the replays, the more I see it, the more I realize that there's no way he did it on purpose. Mm. Everyone around me was like, there's no way he did it on purpose. No way he did it on purpose. We've been waiting for 50 years for this to happen. There's no way he did it on purpose. And the more you see it, the more you realize that actually he did not do it on purpose. And you also see his reaction after that. And when he gets subbed off, there's no way that he did it on purpose. So it was just a poorly taken penalty. I think that the more than 65,000 people at the stadium would have, given him a pass had he not shot it on target, had he, gotten it saved by the goalkeeper, etc. But it was poor from him to take that penalty at that time. And you could see it in the few people that stayed all the way to the end. And when he got the trophy for the most goals of AFCON, that half of the people there were booing him, because I think that he didn't realize, I didn't even know what went through his mind, but there's a lot of pressure. He waited for such a long time and he ended up just, fluffing his lines.
I want to switch gears real quick, guys. After the match, right, the press conference and stuff, and they were supposed to bring in a special guest here, Lowton, Man versus John. What are your thoughts on what happened post-game? The celebrations, the speculations with the trophy not being handed over by the Prince or Infantino. What are your thoughts on that? Lowton, I'll start with you.
I mean, listen, we can go into all the urban theories and the mysteries and the drama. What we don't know really is why the FIFA president didn't look like he literally wanted to hand over the trophy, and of course the Moroccan prince as well. But John, I mean, sorry, Chui, I just need to clarify something from John, because I think one of the biggest factors, and I know I've watched the penalty over and over again, is if your keeper saves a penalty in the last minute, it's as good as a last-minute goal, yeah? And none of the Senegalese players came over to Mendy. None of them came over to give him a hug. And I think those are the things that are fueling the theories and the conspiracies, because it looked like, I mean, you probably had a better view. He was talking to, Mane was talking to Mendy. Mendy somehow talking to somebody else, and eventually the Panenka happened. I don't know. Sorry, I'm taking you guys back, but I just wanted to know, why is it that and probably Raki can come in and talk to us about this. Is it like a Senegalese thing that let's just go and try and get a goal? Or was it just a case of, let's just, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out. I mean, if my keeper saved a penalty and it was injustice, I'd feel like God is on my side. Go hug my keeper and probably, I don't know. I don't know what you guys think about this.
Yeah, so let me jump in before Rakin jumps in. If you saw it, the way he saves it, and then immediately after you see him pointing up, and all his players really just go and attack. And I think what they were trying to do is really try to score before the end of the game. So I think that's what ended up happening. But you could see it also before they took the penalty kick. At one point, he comes next to Brahim Diaz and he shoulder bumps him to try to put him off guard. Another point, he walks off his line and he's talking. I don't know exactly what he told Brahim Diaz, but I think that those show you that he hadn't really colluded with him, to not use another word.
Hopefully, honestly, at this point, it's hopefully. Raki, what about you?
I think that, from being in the stadium, a whole side of us didn't even see that the penalty was happening. To tell you, during the penalty, half of the court was still fighting. On the field itself.
Yeah, you were right there. She was right it was happening right in front of her.
And so on the Senegalese side, we were so much was happening. So during the penalty, a lot of us didn't even celebrate because we didn't really understand what was going on. People were still getting escorted out of the field. Some people were wounded. So I think we were there was barely any celebration when that happened. And even after that, I feel like the general spirit, and even I think in the Senegalese team, was just like, okay, this is done. Let's just get it. Let's just continue, like, because it's like nothing happened. This penalty, like it was so. I feel like so many emotions was happening. So much was going on. It was so confusing at the time, and I think like being on the field, that's really what transpired. It was like confusion all over.
So when they lifted the trophy, did the confusion die down? Were you guys back? Did you guys reset? What was that feeling like seeing them lift that trophy? What was the energy around the stadium and the seats around you?
I feel like it's only once the trophy was lifted, already half of the stadium was gone when that happened. Like, even more than half. That's when it sort of like settled in that Senegal had won for me. But like the last 20, after the penalty till like the end of the game was just a blur. And it was like, so we could see that the Senegalese team were really like, they were back. They were there to like, to win this thing. But still, the whole like ending of the game was a whole blur. And it's only, I feel like once they won, once the trophy was given, that it like, you know, settled into Senegalese mind that they had actually won the game.
Okay.
I mean, I think that's wild, Chewy. And again, sorry, I came in late, so I'm trying to get everything off. Because I think later on, obviously, CAF did the whole report and everything. And Man versus John, there's rumors that obviously, and Infantino issued a really hard statement on the whole entire melee and everything happened. And there's rumors that it might be as serious as the Senegalese coach might not make it to the World Cup.
Now, speaking of, we have a new person in the mix. Swal, could you flip your camera landscape? There we go. There we go. Exactly. Now, we're talking about after the game. There was a viral clip online during the press conference when the Moroccan journalists were walking out and booing the Senegalese coach, and she was there. She was there ranting and going off on everybody. You know.
I think I saw her.
Oh, yeah, she's
that's her.
Okay,
that's her. You're
with
debating.
Yep.
Yeah, we bring up special guests on the link up. That's what we do. Talk to us about what you're feeling. What happened there? What happened after?
And how did you get home?
Arrested? What happened?
You're very courageous. Wow.
But first of all, it's how family meetings should be. They said this AFCON was a family meeting. Yes. And you know, when you come to some family meetings, if some uncles don't fight, if some of the aunties don't tell you off, that family meeting is not complete. But what I witnessed was crazy. Mine was a pitch play in the media stands. Most of the guys that were colored, like if you were melanated, you had to be on guard. It's the first time I'm experiencing that. No jokes. Like some of our American journalists were spitting on black journalists. You have to declare that just be Nigerian, just be Nigerian, just be Nigerian. I'm here for everybody. I'm not like there were train punches. The CAF folks didn't even know how to deal with it because you see, they never experienced like it was a lot of things happening at the same time. You had to get your bags. You were looking at, you know, the assistant goalkeeper running on the pitch. You were looking at fans going crazy on one side, and then you were you had to be shifting away to avoid, you know, physical beating because of the game. I was like, where's the desperation coming from? And then we got to the conference and, you know, initially we had Pape Gueye. And you know what it is like now, Tui. When you go to where the languages barrier are, they'll give you translators and whatnot. There was no translation first. There was no synergy when it came to the final press conference. You had to just be guessing or sit by somebody that could, you know, translate for you, which is not something that I'm used to at a CAF, you know, press conference. And then the man came in. Avitio came in with his daughter. And, you know, it's supposed to be something joyful. And, you know, the Senegalese journalists were all clapping and some Burkinabis and whatnot. My brother, next thing you know, we're just hearing shouts and hearing boos and heckling that you had to remove the daughter first. The man just sat and he was just smiling. And the CAF official said that, you know, we cannot guarantee safety. And that's what took me off. Because, like, we've been at that stadium. I believe that's one of the best stadiums in the world currently when it comes to football. The security alone for you to get in should be enough to guarantee that the press conference, the world press conference for that man, Papito, should be guaranteed. But they had to say, like, we can't guarantee You can't do that. And that underscores why a lot of us are strongly leaning towards the line of, you keep saying that Senegal, they are wrong. They did this. But what did you do? Because you can beat the child and say the child is crying. But what did you do to make the child cry?
Hold up. Man versus John Manny. I see you, a lot of facial expressions, just all these things you're hearing. What's going through your mind right now, my guy?
You see, I'm shocked, but then I'm not too surprised why Senegal walked off, because what was going on for them then? Because if this was happening at the press conference, what was going on before the final? Like them coming off the train, but what else went on? Because I'm actually in shock. I'm out of words. I'm in shock. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not surprised they actually walked off the pitch, because maybe they faced worse things than the press conference. So I'm out of words.
Raki, as a Senegalese, what's the conversation on social media like in terms of like, you know, the reception and the treatment? How does Senegal feel?
So I think there's two things. There's a lot of backlash in terms of the types of comments, racist comments that are happening. And that's like something that I've been seeing a lot for Senegalese. Like people, like friends that they work with, or like, and they're seeing racist comments on Instagram, even being there, leaving the stadium. And the 2 days I stayed there in Morocco, whenever I said that I was Senegalese, I almost wanted to pretend that I was like Malian or Nigerian, because it was, you could really feel the tension. And it was like leaving the stadium, that I really felt, for the first time ever since I was in Morocco, felt like kind of unsafe. It was like very, very tense and very heavy. Yeah. And that's something that I've been seeing a lot on the Senegalese news.
John, what about you? How did you feel after the game? What was that like for you, and your final words?
Yeah, so I knew that it was going to be tense if the Moroccan team ended up losing. So I ended up staying in the stadium for the longest time until everything would die down.
Breakfast there.
And then, breakfast.
Rumor has it is still there.
I ordered some food, all that kind of stuff. I was chilling. But thankfully, I haven't had any issues. I'm still in Morocco. I've been taking taxis. People ask me if I'm Senegalese, and I'm definitely not Senegalese. But I haven't had any issues since
maybe you should try saying yes.
Game. But I will try saying yes, and then but I'll need to put on my running shoes before I say yes, and probably get rid of this suit as well, because otherwise it'll be a little bit more difficult for me to make it nice.
That shouldn't be happening, guys. No matter what, that should not be happening.
You know, bro, I can relate, guys, because I left the stadium early to head to catch my flight, and throughout I texted this in the WhatsApp group. Throughout the drive back, it was like an hour and a half drive to the airport. I had a Moroccan driver. I had to be a Moroccan supporter. I'm like, come on, guys, we need to do this.
Viva Morocco! Viva Maghreb!
Viva Maghreb! I had to make sure this man does not delay my flight because I was rushing. But that's crazy. That is wild stories. That goal that was scored, the legitimate goal that shut everything down. What was the feeling in the stadium? Raki, talk to us. Take us through that feeling in the stadium when that goal hits.
I think it really felt like justice was served for Senegal. It was like, okay, you had that first thing, you didn't want us to, but look at us now. That's really like the feeling. They was like, okay, we still made it happen. Because like, I think, it was like justice. Justice was finally served. And justice, and like we fought for it, and we finally had it back. Like,
I want to ask you, right, as a Senegalese, do you think it was right for you guys to walk off the pitch?
Personally, I don't think so. But I do think it's very, very Senegalese. I'm not surprised at all that this happened coming from a Senegalese team. Because I think Senegalese, one of the main things that defines them, especially Senegalese men, is that they will not tolerate injustice and disrespect. Even like the army slogan is "On nous tue, mais on ne déshonore pas," meaning that you can kill us, but you can't touch our honor. And I think that's such an important value for Senegalese people that I'm not surprised at all that it escalated like this. Because I'm not surprised at all. And I feel like Senegalese people are so they're very proud. So I'm not surprised at all that they would leave, that they would be willing to do anything to save their honor. So I'm not surprised at all. I personally don't think that it's I don't really agree with this move though, because I feel like from now on, whatever happens, you don't want to agree with any penalty, you just leave. Should any team just start doing that from now? That's where I kind of draw the line, feeling like there's no. I can understand that it was unfair and that you disagree, but rules are still there for a reason.
So on behalf of Senegal, any apologies coming from you?
No, I will not. See how Senegalese are? Do you want me to?
Wait. So that means if it was to happen again, they'll still walk off?
I think they would. Honestly, I think that because like the way I feel like when it happened, it's like Senegalese, they all like lost their minds. Even like the people in the stadium, they were literally. What started the fights is that people in the stadium, when the penalty was announced, they started jumping through like fences. Some guys were jumping like 3 rows, just jumping to get on the stadium.
Okay. Is Akin still here? Akin joined us from Fans and Bats. Final words from you. Sorry we couldn't have you earlier. Akin, what are your thoughts, the general thoughts of the tournament, your judgment?
I got you with the thumb. I got you.
Everyone is a great talent now.
Can you talk to us real quick before we have to wrap up?
Yeah, it was a wonderful tournament. I know I said before, when we started the tournament, especially from the Eagles' perspective, nobody believed in the Eagles, but then they fought back belief, and then they made us believe again. Fantastic tournament. We scored the most goals in the tournament. And I think in this tournament, we had about 121 goals in total. So it was actually very exciting for the fans as well. Unfortunately, it might have ended with a bit of drama, which is not still too bad, but, it was a wonderful tournament. And then, I know they've increased AFCON to 4 years now, but after the next one, but I wish we could always have it this every year because, it's been so exciting. And it was a showcase of African football at the very best.
Yes, it was. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much, Africa. Congratulations once again to Senegal. You are the reigning champions. It was a great performance, a great AFCON festival of football. Ladies and gentlemen, till we come back your way next time, thank you, Aki. Thank you, Swall. Thank you, Lotan. Thank you, Raki. Lemi Loco. Thank you very much, Africa. We'll see you when we see you. And,
in Nairobi.
There's no problem.
Yeah, and Kenya crashes out in the first round.
Hopefully your journalists will not spit on us.
At least you get to keep your cows. You get to keep your cows.
Guys, I'm Chewy Chew. The family meeting is over. You guys just talk it away. Take it away. Just keep trash talking. It is fine. They'll cut us off when they cut us off.
South Africa's winning the next AFCON, just so everybody knows.
Stop telling
you probably won't be there.
Silence turns into harmony, and friendship drives the way. Let Tata Punch take you there from only $2,999 per month. T's and C's apply.
Yeah, past the hard winds
and let the laughter flow
from the Josie skies
to the Cape Town glow.
One little piece can
make the world unite.
Chicken licking love,
it's shining day and night.
And that's the joy of